Hi there, I didn't see you there. Forgive me for that. Welcome back to NetNav Productions. Today is the entertainment spotlight. Books. They're a dime a dozen. And in today's world where we all seem to be caught up in the doomful scroll of our tech devices or captivated by the latest shows and movies, yet somehow still to this day, books continue to be so relevant to our society with the stories they tell, the mysteries they invite you to undertake. Well, today I'm highlighting and spotlighting in our multi-week series on production and entertainment. I am highlighting the top 10 books that I have personally read that I think capture the quality of storytelling, that offer great advice on life, as well as guidance in some of the most tasty, delightful recipes around. The Art of Manliness by Brett McKay serves as a guide to classic skills and manners for the modern man, covering topics from grooming to etiquette. So overall, I really enjoyed this book. I think Brett McKay did a great job explaining not just the outward qualities of what make a man, but also the inward characteristics. The book is full of useful guidance on tying ties, to outdoor survival, to what does it mean to be a father, to even the details in courtship. Brett McKay even runs his own YouTube channel called The Art of Manliness, and he has several videos on there from how to tie a tie to how to change a tire, how to even pick a lock. So again, I highly encourage anyone to check out his YouTube channel just to see and listen to some of his podcasts about what it's like, what it means to be a man. At number 2, we have Do Hard Things by Alex and Brett Harris. Aimed at teenagers, this book challenges the notion of adolescence as a time of low expectations by encouraging young people to take on significant responsibilities and make a difference. So this is a good read. I personally give this book a 7 out of 10. I read this when I was in high school, and it really set the tone for me, especially as someone who was about to get a lot more responsibility in my life, and as someone who didn't really have too much expectations. I was still trying to figure out where I wanted to go in college. I had no idea. I didn't even know if I was going to go to college at the time. But ultimately, this book paved the way for me personally, because it had me thinking about what are my responsibilities? Who am I as a man? What am I supposed to be as a man? Again, this is a really great book. Again, 7 out of 10. I highly recommend it. Get it on Amazon. Link in the description below. This biography tells the story of Joe, an enslaved man who survived the Battle of the Alamo and provided one of the few eyewitness accounts of the event. Now, I got this book at the Alamo in San Antonio, and I have long been obsessed with the Alamo and to a larger extension all of Texas history. I personally give this book an 8 out of 10. The accuracy at which they did their research and the way that this book is depicted is done in such careful, respectful detail. I highly recommend this for anyone who is studying Texas history. I also find this as a great complement to a movie that I may talk about in the coming weeks, so just have to wait and see. Alright, next up. A Christian fantasy trilogy that explores a young man's journey as he becomes aware of this hidden battle between spiritual warfare. Now, it is hard to aptly describe this book. All I can say for it is that it strikes me as a mix between The Matrix meets Pilgrim's Progress in a very ironic way. Personally, I give this book series a 9 out of 10. Chuck Black has been a favorite author of mine for quite a long time. If any of you have read his other books, the Kingdom series or the Knights of Arthray series. Again, this, out of all his works, has been my most favorite series. I give it a 9 out of 10 again. I recommend this book for any young adults. Enjoy that one. An introductory textbook that covers the fundamental concepts of computer organization and architecture, including digital logic, data representation, and system architecture. If you are taking the computer organization courses in college, or even if you're just delving into the realm of IT, this is a must-have. I really feel like this is a must-have. So check this one out. I highly recommend it. Now, we all enjoy food and good eating. I especially enjoy making complex recipes to share with my family. Well, if any of you have heard of the YouTube channel run by Kent Rollins, Chuck Wagon Cook, then this book is also for you. This is just one of his, I believe, 3 books that he has now. Taste of Cowboy is filled with his treasured stories as well as delicious recipes. Again, if you'd like to know more about this guy, check out his channel, Kent Rollins. He makes amazing meals. I have made some of them. They are fantastic. And this cookbook, I highly recommend. Through a series of Socratic dialogues, this book explores philosophical questions about the meaning of life, happiness, and the pursuit of truth. This book I read in a theology course. What this does in a very weird way is it brings the philosopher Socrates into the modern day. The interesting questions that Peter poses in the voice of Socrates is very thought-provoking and mind-boggling, as it exposes a lot of what our culture seems to dictate as necessary and normal, and Peter reveals it to be mostly hollow, and offers interesting questions and insights such as, what is the very purpose of life? This book I give a 10 out of 10 in terms of intellectual questions, and I highly recommend as a good read for those who are entering into theological studies as well as just basic philosophy studies. Driven is an autobiography and business guide where Robert Herjavec shares lessons and cautionary tales from his journey as an entrepreneur. Overall, I felt this book gave a pretty good overview as to his philosophies of business as well as tales and cautions to those who are venturing into the realm of entrepreneurship. I give this book a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good read, and I highly recommend it as a starting book to those who are entering the realm of business and business management. In Shepherds for Sale, Megan Basham documents how progressive power brokers set out to change the American church. Their goal to co-opt evangelicals for political purposes. A rigorously reported expose is a warning of what happens when the church trusts world's wisdom instead of scripture. A lot of people have recommended this book. It's been commented by John MacArthur, Ben Shapiro, and a lot of other people. And it's, again, highly recommended by a lot of great biblical scholars, and I highly recommend it as just a good book to read. I would give this a 8 out of 10. Again, it's an eye-opener. The Poldark series is a historical fiction series set in 18th century Cornwall, following the life of Ross Poldark. This book series is so comprehensive in its messages and in its adventure, it'll leave you on the edge of your seat. Pretty much as the TV series did. And again, like I said, that's probably something I'm going to be covering here in the coming weeks. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this top 10 countdown of the best books on my list. Well, throughout the next coming weeks, we'll continue to delve into the realm of entertainment and media. I have several other little countdowns to show you and possibly several stories to share. That's all I have for today. I will see you in the next one.